All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Friday here at Talladega Superspeedway. We're going to kick off the weekend with a media availability here about Austin Hill. Austin, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you spending some time with us. Before we get started with questions, do you mind just to tell us a little bit about what you like about Talladega?
Well, I feel like we've been really good on the super speedways this year, so that's one good thing going into this weekend that I'm excited about is the speed that we've had. We've ran up front a lot, and I feel like really all the super speedways that we went to, Daytona, Talladega, even the 2 Atlanta races, we've either we've led laps and had a shot at winning all of them, and earlier in the year here at Talladega, we led a lot of laps, felt like we kind of dominated the race for the most part, and had a shot at winning. Unfortunately, got taken out on a restart. So, yeah, I'm excited about this weekend. The only thing about Talladega is there's so many unknowns, so many uncertainties. So, biggest thing for us is going to be to get through the first 2 stages, try to get as many stage points as we can, and see what happens in that third and final stage. Try to go get another win.
All right. We'll now open for questions. If you have a question, raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. We'll start in the back with Justin.
Justin Schuler, Kicking the Tires. Austin, when I asked you last week, you said that your key here was just going aggressive. Now that we're here, is that still the plan?
Yeah, I've tried a few different ways running super speedways. When I first started speedway racing, I would always be that guy that rode around the back, just try to stay out of trouble, make it to the end of the race, and then start trying to get up front towards the end, and I always seemed to get in a wreck or just couldn't get up front in time when it got down to the end of the race. So over the last few seasons, I've just kind of switched roles to where I'm just very aggressive. I'm going to try to stay up front, try to lead all the laps I can. I want to be the one controlling the race. And any runs that I get, if I'm not in the lead, I'm going to take them. And if they don't work out for me, then I have a fast enough Bennett Chevy Camaro that I'm going to be able to drive back up to the front, I feel like. So, I'm staying aggressive all race long tomorrow. Hopefully we get a good qualifying effort today, and obviously that'll help with the situation. If we still in the pole or qualify inside the top 5, that just kind of makes our life a little bit easier when we go green tomorrow. So, but the biggest thing is stay aggressive, try to get as many stage points in stage 1 and 2, and stage 3, if we do get caught up in a wreck, hopefully we have enough stage points during the first 2 stages that we don't have to fall back on too many points.
Okay. Additional questions? All right. We'll come up from to Stephen. Right here. Thank you.
Stephen Toronto, CBS Sports. Austin, there's been a lot of talk in the Cup garage about the body of the next-gen car and how it might be too rigid or doesn't give enough in a crash. Now, this is the first year that the Cup cars have been using a composite material for their bodies like the Xfinity cars, but the Xfinity cars really haven't had any issue with those bodies. Having driven a Cup car at Michigan and obviously being full-time in the series, can you explain what the difference is between the Cup and Xfinity bodies and why the Xfinity bodies may be giving a little more than the Cup cars?
Well, I didn't wreck at Michigan, so I didn't get to feel the impact of wrecking a Cup car. So I don't really know what the impact feels like versus in an Xfinity car. But I think the biggest thing that a lot of the Cup drivers have been saying from everything I've been reading is it's not really I don't think it's really like necessarily all the body or anything. I just think it's something to do with the chassis being shorter in the rear or something like that, and it's just not given for whatever reason. I don't really know the exact issue that's going on or anything like that, but I feel like Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, those type of guys, they've been preaching about it, and a lot of other guys have been preaching about it. So I'm on the Xfinity side, and the wrecks that I've been having, I've been safe, haven't had any issues, and hopefully it stays that way on the Xfinity side.
You were talking the question before this about your experience in super speedway racing. your first win came at Daytona in 2019, the Truck Series. Was that the eureka moment for you, or was there another point where you kind of figured this style of racing out?
I felt like in 2018 I was starting to figure it out pretty well, and when I was running in 2018, I think I was with Young's Motorsports in the 02 truck, and I remember coming to, I think it was Talladega, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna go for it. Like I'm not riding around, even if we're middle of 3 wide or something. I'm just gonna go for it and try to run up front all day long and see what we can do. And we had a really good race. We ran up front all day long, and I think on a restart, I ended up getting called for a penalty or something on a restart, going below the line or something like that. So kind of ruined our day. But from then on, I was just like, man, that was way easier. Just be aggressive and take all the runs that you can get. And, the one thing that I don't really study it a whole lot, but it just seems like I kind of understand the way the draft and stuff works pretty well. And I kind of feel like I have a very good understanding of knowing when to take runs or not to take runs. And that's something that during like stage 1 I do. You'll see me, during stage 1, if I'm not up front, I'm trying a lot of just probably weird stuff that most people won't try. A lot of guys just stay in line and just try to get to the end of the first stage. And I very rarely will be sitting there riding behind somebody. I'm trying to make stuff happen. If let's say the top lane gets formed up, going, I'm probably one of the only guys on the bottom that are going to be by myself just trying to make it work, and side drafting guys and trying to pull them back and get back in line in front of them, and then, get another run and side draft them again and try to get back in line. So I'm never just sitting still unless I'm leading. That's the only time that I'm kind of just sitting still and fine with where I'm at. But if I'm not leading the race, I'm just very aggressive, and I think that started back in 2018.
Thanks, Austin.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Chris, did you have a question? Go ahead.
Chris Nightcatch. Austin, is it safe to assume that you'll be back with RCR next year, or you have yet to figure out your plans?
It's not 100% done deal yet. Still need to work a few little minor details out, but it's starting to look better. There for a little while, I was looking a little scarce. I didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but starting to look better. The biggest thing is we're just trying to firm up some stuff with the sponsorship side of things and things like that. But I'd love to stay with RCR. So hopefully here in the next little bit, we get it all kind of nailed down and done, and I get to run with RCR another year, because I feel like we've had a really, really good rookie season, and I can only imagine what next year could possibly be like if we keep this group together. Yeah, man.
All right, good.
Dustin Albino, JSK.com. Austin, 30 points above the cut line. I know these 2 races coming up can be wild, but how safe do you feel to advance to the round of 8?
I don't. With it being Talladega this weekend, I don't think you can ever feel safe. I think that's one reason why. I mean, you're probably going to see a few. I would think guys that are in the playoffs probably drop back at the start of the race and try to just make it to the end. And I just don't like rolling like that. So I feel like you can either wreck leading the race or you can wreck running 30th. So I'd rather at least be trying to put on a show and run up front and at least, be talked about a little bit while we're up there trying to make it work. So, biggest thing for me is I'm not really going to look at the point side of it. That's one thing that I felt like in 2019, the first time I ever did the playoff format, is I stressed way too much about playoffs. This year, until you said that I was 30 points above the cut line, I knew that I had gained a lot from Texas, but I didn't know the exact number. So I'm not really thinking about points. I'm just thinking about each race in front of me and winning each race out there. And I feel like this weekend, if we can stay out of all the wrecks and make it to the end, miss the big one, I think that we have a really solid shot at winning this weekend. Yeah, man.
All right. Any final questions? All right. Austin, thanks so much for spending some time with us.
Thanks.